Welcome to the short introduction to the open source client management system OPSI. What we are talking about in this video is what is OPSI, what are the core features of OPSI, how does OPSI work, and what are the OPSI extensions. So, the OPSI is a client management system for Windows client based on Linux servers, with the core features automatic operating system installation, software deployment, hard and software inventory, and support for multiple locations. The supported clients are Windows XP to Windows 7 in the 32-bit and 64-bit variants. The operating system installation starts with the boot of a Linux boot image, which is normally done via network boot PXE. The Linux boot image may be also booted from CD. Then normally we start on Windows installation with an unattended setup, and this unattended setup is supported by an automatic driver integration based on the chip IDs of the client we want to install the operating system on. So the operating system installation runs without any user interaction, and if it is finished, the OPSI client agent is installed on top of the operating system, which does the software deployment to install all needed application software to the client. The OPSI client agent works in the default situation that it starts at boot time before the user login, contacts via web service the OPSI configuration server, asks is there something to do, and if so, generic script-driven setup program is started which does all the software installation, and after the installations are finished, the user may log in to the system. The OPSI client agent is event-driven. This means it may not be only activated at boot time, it may be also activated at other situations like user login. It may be activated if a network interface becomes active. It may be activated from outside by the server to do a push installation, and it can also be activated by a timer. What the OPSI client agent does in core is to run a script with administrative privileges. So this leads everything that you may write down to a script you can do to the client, not only software installation. So this feature we use for inventory. Back to the server. The hardware inventory script collects data from the registry, and this data is also sent back to the server, and you may look for this data at the OPSI management interface. So we want to have a look at the OPSI management interface, and here we see at first our client tab, all our clients that are managed. At the left side we see the possibility to have client groups and groups in groups, so it makes comfortable to manage a lot of clients. I can now select clients that I want to manage here or in this tab, and go to the product configuration.
Modify the installation client.
At the product configuration, I see
At the center, I see products
the installation
installed
state
at the server.
for the
At the
selected
right side,
product
I see
on the selected
more
client.
detailed
I see
information
in
about
report
the version.
from the last
product
action. I
configuration.
see in which version the software is installed at this client. And here I have the requested action, and now I may select a requested action setup for the Flash player on this client. Now I could restart this client to install the software, or I can send the client signal that this software have to be installed now. So let's have a look at the client. At the client, I see the OPSI client agent becomes active, contacts to the OPSI server, asks if there is anything to do, mounts the share where the software is located, and then starts the generic installation program, which now does the installation on the client and sends all results back to the server, and now the action is completed. If I go back to my management interface and reload, the action requests is vanished, and I could see here a new timestamp which tells me that there is something happened. If it happens that an installation fail, I would see here at the report a red failed, and I can go to the tab log files to see what is happening on the client. So I see here the log file of my Flash player installation I just showed to you, and I have not to go to the client to see what has happened. Here I have also the special products for hardware inventory and software inventory, which collects the data about the client, and these data are presented at the tabs hardware inventory, and here can I see the information about the hardware of my client, very detailed, and at the tab software inventory I see what software is installed in which version, which architecture, and some additional informations. So let's go back to the presentation. I showed you the core features, and there are some extensions. These extensions are not free of charge, and the most important extensions are license management module. It's a database backend for higher performance at large installations, the possibility for hierarchical grouping of clients that I showed to you, a possibility to integrate clients with slow network connections like home office, and enhanced support for multiple locations, and the possibility to give the user the option to select software that has to be installed on his client by himself without the need to give the user administrative privileges, because the software will be installed by OPSI. So I thank you for your attention, and more information you will find at our internet website.